Hello, welcome back. We're getting ready to send up our tanker today. We already have our main mothership carrying all of our Kerbals and the ship that's going to be bouncing back and forth between the moon. That is already up there, and now today we're going to send our tanker up. We're going to try to send it up in such a way that I'll be able to launch the tanker first and then launch the mothership right after. So if we launch here, the tanker is going to end up somewhere about here in the same orbit as the mothership. So what I want to do is put it in front. So what I'm going to do is fast forward a little bit. It's too close. I'm going to go around one more time. I'm going to go around to the next day and do one more orbit. There, so that orbit I think is must be about half an hour or 20 minutes or so. That means there's 15 minutes there. There's plenty of time to separate our launches towards the moon later. So now we got that, we are going to go in and build our ship. Okay, so here we are. Here is our tanker up in this shroud right here. The whole idea is we're just going to get to low Kerbin orbit. Once we get there, we'll probably do some adjustments, raise our orbit a little bit so that way we can be in a better place for refueling and so on. And then once we have this tanker up, I'm going to do a bunch of refueling missions off camera. I'll probably record them as some sort of time lapse, and then we'll go from there. So without further ado, let's Let's get Okay, so we are now nearly in orbit. We actually got really close to this ship. I guess I should start with farther back, but that's probably the closest I've ever come to nearly rendezvousing on launch. I'm pretty impressed with it. So I'm on time for warp out of the atmosphere. Even though it looks like I'm coming back in, so I gotta keep pushing that out as I climb. But yeah, we accidentally turned a little too early. We didn't get up to the 70-kilometer mark before burning for orbit, and that's all good. It's just going to take a little bit of time to get our orbit circularized the way we want to. So yeah, I'm just gonna time warp ahead on this one, and we'll be back when the orbit's done. There it is. All right, guys. So we now have our tanker up, and this tanker will eventually go to the moon, but we do need to do some refueling because we are only about half full on all of these tanks. And there are tanks in the middle there, but I'm not too worried about them. I really just needed them there to make sure I had enough fuel. It's just sort of a reserve fuel that'll burn down as we go to the moon, and then I'm only going to focus on these outer tanks. But more on that later when we start doing refueling. But yeah, so this is just going to sit there for a while, and I'm going to do the refuel missions off screen. Thanks for watching. See you next time.